Okay folks, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. Today I've got an Elton John track for you. You might know it, it's called Rocket Man. It's a great track, great fun to play and pretty simple, okay? As ever, we're gonna go through the chords, we're gonna go through some rhythm. At the end, I'm gonna tell you a couple of extra little tricks to make it sound really awesome. And then just right at the very end, for information, I'm gonna play the song through using the techniques that I've demonstrated. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so we're going to start in the key of G minor. Now, that is essentially the key of B flat. And what we're going to do is we're going to learn those notes. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. And that is going to be, again, broadly speaking, our palette of notes. Always nice to learn a new scale. So, our G minor chord. G, skip A, play B flat, skip C, play D. Gives us our G minor, which is our first chord. We're going to match it with a G at the bottom. If we're going to be like Elton, almost always going to use that double bass line there. Now we need this to be a G minor 7. Now some of you are going to remember that to do that, we can take our root note, that's the note that the chord is named after, and drop it with our right hand 2 half steps, and that will give us that G minor 7 that we're after. So we've got G here and then F, B flat, D. Already sounding very Rocket Man-y, if you ask me. Okay, so our second chord is a C9 chord. Now again, just to fill you in on the maths here, a 9 chord is like a 7 chord. Whenever we start to see odd numbers in the chord, we're going to need to start stacking them. So the 9 has the 7 and it actually goes up 11, has the 9 and the 7. The 13 has the 9, the 7 and the 11, right? Which can get confusing. So for our purposes, let's just concentrate on the 9. We are going to take our C chord as if it was here. Okay, so there's our C. To make the 7, we're going to drop our C by 2 half steps, which gives us our 7 chord. And then if B flat is 7, C is 8, there's your octaves, C, C, 8, and that makes D 9. Okay, so we now want C, E, G, E flat for 7, and D for 9 to really make it sound like the correct song. Okay. So we've got 4 notes with the right hand there, so we're going to go from G, F, B flat, D. C, E, G, B flat, D. Now, in real life, that change is just from an F to an E and a G. And the B flat and the D remain constant at the top there. For your rhythm for that bit, we can just start with that kind of like and that'll give us the general kind of underlying pace of the track. If you want to be a little more fun with that, what Elton is a great example of is once we have our fingers on the right notes, we can kind of use them like percussion. Example there, all I've done is as a kind of little lead in to preempt the following chord, just played those notes in ascending order. Next chord. Upwards. Next chord. Doesn't matter if you don't use all of those notes, they're all just little bits of filler, little bit of extra rhythm. Okay, so we're here. Now at this point we need to go up to an E flat chord. E flat there, E flat, G, and B flat. Okay, we're going to invert that, so take the E flat from the bottom, put it on the top. There's our next chord. I think in this bit, I'm going to take you through the right hand chords first, and then we'll talk about the left hand, for reasons that will become clear. Our first chord is E flat, it's there. Then we're going to go to a B flat chord. Now that would be B flat, D and F, but we don't want to go all the way out there because we've got an F down here. Okay, now you may have spotted that actually once we've done the thumb drop to make that into a minor 7 chord, our G minor chord and our B flat chord are the same, and you would be right about that. Well worth remembering in this piece. So E flat, B flat, and then C minor. So C minor would be C, E, G, drop the middle to make it minor. We're going to invert it not just once, but twice. There, so it puts it really in the same area as our E flat. B flat, back up to C minor. Only one note difference between those two chords. Okay? And then the last chord we're going to use there is going to be an F. Just simple change. Still, I talk about a pivot motion a lot, where we keep that middle note and just rotate round. Even though that C is a minor chord, C to F is always going to be that pivot if it's in that position. So those chords again, E flat, B flat, C minor, and then F. Okay, now for our left hand, the official name of these chords is going to be E flat, B flat slash D, or B flat over D, C minor, and then C minor 7 over B flat, and then F over A, finishing with F. Now that's what that sequence is going to look like on your chord sheet, but I would much rather you remembered it like this. Your left hand is just walking down that scale. Two things together, we end up with B flat, just makes that 7. Finishing with that F. When you get to this bit, I would probably just go to a kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4 with your right hand. So let's try that verse all the way through. Okay, so chorus, we're going to migrate into the key of B flat. As I said earlier, very similar keys, they're related literally, which means the chorus is going to sound a little happier. Now, we are finished here. In order to make this as playable as possible and to make it sound like the record, we're going to take B flat. So let's think about, there would be B flat, D, F. Let's take the F and put it on the bottom and give us this lovely, comfortable B flat with the B flat in the middle, F below, D at the top. And that makes for the kind of first bulk of this chorus is going to go between B flat and E flat. And this is going to make for a really nice change between those. Right hand chord, if you remember, is the same as that one, right? So we've done this move pretty much before. Now, instead of G minor and C minor, we are looking at B flat. It's gonna be a long time. To E flat, G, This is where we start to walk down again. In fact, we'll do exactly the same walk, or start off in the same way. B flat with a D, but this time, instead of playing C minor, we'll play C major. I'm a rock. Yeah. So let's just try that little passage before we tack the ending on. So B flat. To E flat, back to B flat, and then kind of like linking chord to get us, because that chorus happens kind of twice, exactly the same. Our linking chord is just another E flat. Okay, so structurally, again, a very simple song, okay? It's not even an introduction. We've got our first verse, and then we have a chorus, and then we have the next verse, and then we have that other chorus, and our outro is just these B flat and E chords, right? So still, just working that pivot motion with your right hand. And that is going to get us until you're ready to finish. Back to the side. Finish somewhere like that. Okay, a couple of extra little touches that are really going to make this awesome. And the first one is this chord that we have been passing through. There, and also. We can actually use that again for a really key moment in the song. So we're in the chorus. So we're going between those chords that we've already been, and we're just going to go use them to step back up. So E flat, B flat / D, C major, and then reverse. And that little push is really kind of integral to how memorable that chorus is. So we definitely want to put that in. Right, another little chord we can add in. When we've finished our so, I know what you're thinking. This has that really memorable bass line, right? Okay, all we're going to do there, play the E natural there, don't do that, is instead of going, we're just going to walk up the scale. That bit, and then just that very last chord to lead us into the chorus. It's this lovely E flat over F. And of course, the beauty of that for your right hand is that this move is what we're doing for the beginning part of that chorus. So we're just going to get there a little early. So let me give you that all again, right? those little